Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Carlton People, and I've got one of the originals, Mark. Hello mate.
How are you?
Mr. Centimetre Perfect, contested Mark. One of the original people we've had on the channel. When 13 people were watching, you were there. How are you mate?
I'm very good, yourself?
Mate, I'm great. Welcome to your episode of Carlton People. I want to know a little bit about your Carlton story and where it all began for you. So tell me, how did you become a Carlton person?
I was more like from my family, even more my dad's side through his parents.
Yeah.
Going through the south of Italy.
Yeah.
That's probably where I guess it kind of started. And then probably more when my dad was around, let's say my age of now, so obviously in his 20s when Carlton winning flags for fun.
Oh, so he's part of the golden era.
So exactly part of the golden era.
Yeah.
And obviously once I was then born into this great world, that's when he obviously got me and obviously my brother involved, and we've not looked back since, although of course things have obviously changed in the last 15 or so odd years, but hopefully that drought's about to come to an end.
That drought is about to come to an end, mate. So what year were you born in?
1991.
91, so same as me. So we don't really remember 95, per se. We remember watching the videotapes and the highlights. Tell me,
It's a bit of a glance.
Yeah. So talk to me about your earliest Carlton memory. What's the first time you remember going to the footy and watching them play? Do you remember it?
Oh, look, I mean, again, as you said, I recalled, the smaller parts of 95 at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I was 4 years old, so
Yeah.
like I was, getting ready to try and get in through school and things that.
Yeah.
But funny enough, probably had to go just around the early 2000s where it took me some time to finally get to my first game.
Yep.
Went through a bit of a different path as a childhood, but I'd say, funny enough, first game was actually against Hawthorn of 01, where...
Don't tell me that was the Ben Dixon game.
Yeah, I know.
That was on Fox Footy the other day.
Yeah, I know. Talking about cutting lunches too with
mate,
that.
I'll tell you what, that still hurts to this day.
Oh, it does, because, we were just obviously on another roll, thought another year in the top four, and then probably could still challenge the likes of the Essendon back then and Brisbane. But in saying that, look, better late than ever. I mean, was still seeing bits of footy when I was that bit more younger.
Yeah, of course. But that was the first time I remember actually going to the footy.
Yes, via memory.
Yeah, nice. Talk to me about what it means to you to be a Carlton supporter. What does we all have that emotional attachment to the club. Obviously, it's our club of choice. We follow the games, we watch them pretty closely. We have our favourite players, but what is it? What's that intrinsic thing that you love about Carlton?
Oh, obviously, just the history of the club.
Yeah.
Very passionate, of course. I've always been loyal as well, regardless of the recent history. But you don't try and obviously look in that too much, because it always takes years and years to obviously build sustained success, and it's only just a matter of time before that happens again.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I speak about this every time because obviously we come from the same era, born in the same year. Yeah. We had that little mini come up, 2009, and to that little period between then and 2012 and 13. So growing up, who are some of your favourite players, some of your heroes in the early parts, and then maybe a bit later on, who are your favourite players that you really connected with?
Well, obviously Anthony Koutafidis.
Yeah,
I've still got a good frame or two of his. I mean, obviously the likes of Chris Judd and Brendan Favola, of course. At one point they were the Batman and Robin combo, where once we had Juddy back in 08, we thought that things were really going to rock up from there.
Yep.
I mean, they were sort of okay, but probably not as close to what we obviously wanted. We would have thought that we could have possibly had ourselves a premiership almost a decade back, but obviously that didn't work out. But and as far as right now, obviously, your Doherty and Cripps, and obviously Sam Walsh already. It's amazing how we're talking about a kid who's still a teenager. It'd be very scary what it's like when he's 22, 23.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. He's 19 years old. I've been watching him pretty closely during the pre-season training, and he's no longer he's always going to be a kid for the next 2 to 3 years, I guess. But the way he trains and the way he carries himself is very impressive, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, the standards that he's already put out there as well for, again, he's still a kid, but again, it's just scary prospects of what it's like when he hits, the mid-20s as well. The guy could just be literally anything.
Yeah. Talk to me about season 2020. What's going to happen? What do you feel? Like, is this the year where it starts turning? What's going to happen in season 2020?
Well, I mean, look, you got to think of when we had that, let's say, big draft of 2015 where it was basically the clean out to try and obviously start again, get those that we needed to obviously try and help and develop our list, mixture of ages. Then obviously we got a little bit younger, but obviously we're trying to put all these little jigsaw pieces into a nice, beautiful puzzle. And now I just feel that, look, we have to start making some inroads. I mean, we haven't won over 10 games since obviously 2013 where we managed to get in by the finals, you could say by default, but couldn't care less. We still won a final.
We'll take it, mate. We'll take it.
We won a final, so that still gives us the right that we actually deserve to be there in the end. But no, I feel that this is the year that, we've got to at least get double-digit figures. I mean, 8 or 9 by a bit of unluckiness. Look, touch and go, but no, I think 10 plus has to be
good.
The benchmark.
I like it. I totally agree. Well, mate, thank you very much. Your episode of Carlton People. See you throughout the year, no doubt, after games. One of the first people I interviewed after a game was you. So looking forward to that. And go the Mighty Blue Boys, eh?
Go the Blue Boys. Bring on 2020 vision.